Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran, the basics in English, basics for beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Right, as we said in the previous episode, the hoopoe bird was missing, and Solomon was now wondering where she's gone, and if she doesn't arrive soon, he's going to punish her severely. In that she came and she said, "I found some amazing people of the Saba, Sheba, the Queen Sheba." And she's got an amazing throne, but sadly, these are good people, but sadly, Shaitan has taken them away from the Sirat al-Mustaqim, because instead of worshipping Allah, instead of La ilaha illallah, they're worshipping the sun, right? So Solomon said, "Soon shall we see whether you have told the truth or lied." So he hasn't taken the word of hoopoe at face value. He said, okay, we will keep on marching. Let's see, time will tell whether you are talking the truth or you just gave an excuse because you are not present at the roll call this morning, right? "Go you with this letter of mine and deliver it to them. Then draw back from them and wait to see what answer they return." The queen said, "You chiefs, or oh you chiefs, here is delivered to me a letter worthy of respect." Now it must be something amazing that Solomon sent. It must be having a royal seal or some insignia, but to show, because otherwise why would she make the statement that it is worthy of respect? It is something to show the dignity of the person who sent it. Maybe there's a royal seal, maybe it's encrusted with gold, but whichever way it was, she was absolutely amazed with it. Possibly the letter itself, the scroll was amazing, as well as the contents, whatever was written on it. So she took special notice about this amazing letter that came to her. It is from Solomon and is as follows. "In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim." And our ulama and scholars tell us that this is the other place in the Quran where Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is mentioned. And we know that chapter number 9 is the only place in the Quran which does not start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Whereas, so that means there's 114 chapters, but only 113 times Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is mentioned. But now it is mentioned also inside verse number 30 of Surah An-Naml, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That means the Quran indeed does have 114 times it says Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, right? Because the sun covers up for the one in chapter 9 which is not mentioned, right? So Solomon is telling her, "Be you not arrogant against me, but come to me in submission to the true religion." She said, "O you chiefs, advise me in this my affair. No affair have I decided except in your presence." They said, "We are endued with strength and given to vehement war, but the command is with you, so consider what you will command." We are ready. We are the commanders, we are the generals of the army. We have been in many battles. We are veterans of war. We've got a lot of equipment. We are ready to fight. You give us the word, we will fight. But the ultimate decision as the queen, you must tell us what your decision is. Based on your knowledge of Solomon and his army, we don't know what we are facing, but if you tell us to go to war, we will give it our best shot. You tell us what to do, right? She said, now look at the wisdom she makes here, absolutely amazing, which we see happening even in today's modern world, 21st century. Listen very carefully to the words of Queen of Sheba. And she said, "Kings, when they enter a country, despoil it and make the noblest of its people its meanest. Thus do they behave. Now, isn't this a summary of colonial invasion and imperial invasion and expansionist policies? We've seen it so many times, even in modern times. When a powerful nation takes over another country, they don't care who are the noble people there. They will treat doctors as nothing. They will treat fellow politicians as nothing. They will treat honorable people as nothing. Whether you could be a multimillionaire, you could be owning a big farm, you could be an honorable person in the community, you could have been an outstanding journalist, or you could have been a wonderful professor or a teacher. They don't care. They will invade, and the invading soldiers will destroy the people, kill and rape and pillage just to get the resources. We also know in Africa, during the slave trade, to get America into a first world nation, we know that so many people were taken away from West Africa, taken across the Atlantic. Many who died on the very difficult voyage. Others also died on the sugar plantations, not sugar, cotton plantations in Florida, in the southern states, Virginia, and so on. And among them were scholars and academics and great people, honorable people, but they were reduced to the lowest of the low, where they had to fight for scraps of food just to survive. It became animal instinct. Similarly, we know in our own country, South Africa, we know the Dutch East India Company took slaves, and these were honorable people, took slaves from Indonesia and Malaysia, the Indonesian archipelago, brought them to Cape Town as Malays. And many of them were princes and sultans and part of the royal families. But they were treated as slaves until they started to speak and say, these guys are scholarly people. So this is what happens when an invading force comes. We know also in Iraq and in Afghanistan. In Iraq, there were so many intelligent people, doctors and lawyers and outstanding, good human beings, but they were treated like nothing when the invading soldiers came, because a soldier doesn't care about that person, whether you are rich or wealthy, you got a good house. They don't care about nothing. They don't care if you're a chairman of a board or an executive member of a scientific research council. They won't care about anything, because all that they are concerned about is that they've invaded your land, and as far as they are concerned, you are the enemy. But it is your house, it is your land. So she knows exactly what happens if there's going to be an invasion with a more powerful force. So she said, kings, when they enter a country, they despoil it. They will destroy us. They're going to destroy us. They're going to flatten our houses. They're going to rape our women. They're going to destroy our homes. They're going to make us homeless. And they will make the noblest of its people its meanest. They behave in this way, right? Thus do they behave. So look how wise she is, this amazing Queen of Sheba. But I am going to send him a present and wait to see with what answer return my ambassadors. Now, when the embassy came to Solomon, he said, because they came with a lot of money, right, to give him tributes to the king, to King Solomon. So Solomon said, will you give me abundance in wealth? But that which Allah has given me is better than that which he has given you. Nay, it is you who rejoice in your gift. Now, first and foremost, we know that Solomon was very wealthy, the most wealthy we can imagine. So money means nothing to him. But the more deeper meaning is that, yes, you guys, the Queen of Sheba, and you people got a lot of wealth. But what I have got, which is La ilaha illallah, is more valuable than all the money you got. Right? Look at his wisdom. That La ilaha illallah is more better than your money, because you are worshipping the sun and you have become followers of Satan. And that is what they need to understand, that money is irrelevant. It means nothing, because you all are worshipping the wrong thing. Please worship the one true God, La ilaha illallah. And that is what he's trying to explain to them. Go back to them and be sure we shall come to them with such armies as they will never be able to meet. We shall expel them from there in disgrace, and they will feel humbled indeed. He said to his own men, "You chiefs, which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" Said an Ifrit of the jinns, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your council. Indeed, I have full strength for the purpose and may be trusted." Said one who had knowledge of the book. Look how important knowledge is. So the one who had knowledge of the book said, "I will bring it to you within the twinkling of an eye." Then, within a twinkling of an eye, her throne, that huge, majestic throne, was brought there, right? So then when Solomon saw it, placed firmly before him, he said, "This is by the grace of my Lord, to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful. And if anyone is grateful, truly his gratitude is a gain for his own soul. But if any is ungrateful, truly my Lord is free of all needs, supreme in honor." If you are thankful, you are benefiting your own soul. Allah does not need your thanks. If you are ungrateful, it does not harm Allah. It does not upset Allah. You are actually damaging your own soul. It's to your own detriment, right? To be an ungrateful person. He said, "Transform her throne out of all recognition by her. Let us see whether she is guided to the truth or is one of those who receive no guidance." So when the Queen of Sheba arrived, she was asked, "Is this your throne?" She said, "It was just like this, and knowledge was bestowed on us in advance of this, and we have submitted to Allah in Islam." So she passed the test, right? She became a Muslim, alhamdulillah, right? And he diverted her from the worship of others besides Allah, for she was sprung of a people that had no faith. But by heart she was a good person. She just grew up in a culture of polytheism or sun worship, right? But when she saw the truth, she embraced it, alhamdulillah. So she was asked to enter the lofty palace. But when she saw it, she thought it was a lake of water. It was polished marble, shining, shining, shining. She thought it was a lake of water, and she tucked up her skirts, uncovering her legs. He said, "This is but a palace, paved smooth with slabs of glass." Now, I'm always amazed when I read this. Imagine the power that Solomon had, that in those days, thousands of years ago, his team of people in him with his knowledge, they knew how to manufacture glass, can you imagine? And not any kind of glass, huge slabs of glass, and even make it flat without modern day machinery. Absolutely amazing. I'm always baffled by that, always amazed by that, right? So she said, "Oh my Lord, I have indeed wronged my soul. I do now submit in Islam with Solomon to the Lord of the worlds." So in the same way, she realized that what she thought was a lake of water was actually an illusion. It was actually a solid surface. Similarly, what she thought was God, or the sun, was not actually God. It was an illusion. And now finally she has found La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, right? So the truth, she saw the truth and she embraced it. Look after yourself, alhamdulillah.